everybody, this is Papa in the garden here. I'm getting, as I told y'all, I guess a day or two back, I was going to get into these containers, gardening, and maybe raised beds. I don't know. I got a pot there. I'm going to grow some tomatoes in it. But I bought these here bags. They're supposed to be they're 30-gallon bags is what I'm trying to say here today. And I got them pretty inexpensive. So I'm just going to use some topsoil. And as I did in my garden, I'm going to use that. As you can see, it's gardenese. I think that's how you pronounce that, the language of gardening. Compost and manure. And it takes right smart to fill these up, but that topsoil is very cheap. I mean, it's like a little under $2 a bag, and it's a 0.75 cubic feet. I think that's right. It's about 30 pounds, in other words. And this topsoil, 100%. And I got this big oak tree right here. And I heard if you leave it unprotected, that them roots from that oak tree will grow up to the bottom of your pot. So I'm going to put these plastic bags underneath it to try to deter them roots. I seen a man he raised these things and had them up and everything, and the roots started growing through the bottom of his pots, and he couldn't figure out what was going on. There's that oak tree roots growing up through the bottom of it. Darnest thing I ever heard. But anyhow, as you can see, that's some good looking dirt, I think. And you know, we can get overboard sometimes buying stuff. I know I did it one time. I tried all kind of experiments, and first one thing and another, trying to make my plants look better and prettier. And I've always had a good looking garden. Don't get me wrong, I'm not bragging, because I know if I go to bragging what happens. So anyway, I'm just telling you, God's always blessed me with a good garden. The wife's been able to fill the pantry up, and have stuff through the winter to eat. And I've always used that triple 13 until last year, or year before last, I think it was. And I started tilling it up good and putting that compost and manure on it. You get that like little under $4 a bag. This 1 cubic feet, and it will. I'm talking about, it's as good as any triple 13 you'll ever put out. And it don't burn your plants up like triple 13 does. But as you can see, this old pot's filling on up now, and I put 2 bags in it. It takes right smart to fill it on up. But like the wife said, once you get it full, you don't have to maybe add a little bit here and add a little bit there. The dirt is the most expensive thing that you have to buy. See, that's 3 bags right there. Now I'm going to come back, and I got a half a bag of this compost, and I put, well, that's about a quarter of a bag. I put about a quarter of a bag in there, mix it up good with my topsoil. And I'm going to try it this year. If I fail, I fail. If I don't, I don't. But I feel like this stuff grows it in the garden. It should grow it right here. See, that's it. I just put it off in there because most of it, it says it's cow manure. But you know, a lot of it is compost, and It's got that little grains in it. I don't know what it is, but it looks kind of like sand. But it never is packy. I can't get over that. I put it out there in that garden, and that ground never, this old ridge ground usually gets packy, but it never got packy. It was always fluffy. And I learned another trick. Put leaves out there. And just lay the leaves. You probably seen some of my videos. I put them leaves on them strawberries. And talk about them strawberries done good. And just lay the cover of them on there. And they come on up through them strawberries. You may have to put a little opening there for the strawberries to come on up through the leaves, but they're not real dense is what I'm trying to say. And they come on up through it real good. You may have to pull the leaves back just a little bit to see them, you know, and all that to get them to come on, because, you know, they love sunshine. But they doing good. They Ozark beauties. I got them out in the garden. Matter of fact, I'm going to move them up here later on when it starts cooling off. Lord, this July weather is hot. But as it goes, as times go, the year goes on, in other words, it's going to start cooling off. This pot here, I done it pretty much the same way as I did that container over there. And them containers, like I think I said, they're 20 gallon. And I bought 10 of them on eBay for like, I guess it's $30, $35. And then, like I say, this dirt, it takes about 3.5 bags to fill it up, topsoil. Then I put, it's going how much cow manure and compost you want to put behind that. Myself, I like to put about 1/4 of a bag. So, in dollars and cents, what is that, 2, 4, 6? About $10, and you can fill up a container. And that's one time, folks. That's one time. You may have to add a little dirt here and there. Matter of fact, I had that container right there full yesterday, and I watered it, and you see how it's went down. But it's not going to do that every time I water it. I may have to add a little bit here and add a little bit there, but it's not going to fall that drastically. It kind of, not packy, but it just, it settles, I guess you call it. Then here I got some beef steak, and I got some tomato slicing, better boy, it says. And they supposed to make on up through frost. I think I got this right. I know the beef steaks do. And I'm going to plant some beef steaks in this pot right here. And we're going to see how they progress. I'm going to, once I get them up and get to growing, and when the months start getting cooler, the days start getting cooler, I'm going to move on into my greenhouse I got over there. My son built that a few years back. He done a real fine job on it. I mean, you can put some grow lights in there, and I got a little heater burning. And I mean, sub-zero degrees, and it stays pretty much about 80 degrees in there most of the time. Sometimes I have to go out during the day and turn the heaters off. It's really tight, built just right. And I want to thank him for doing that for me. But these beef steaks, I've had them a good while, and I really don't know if they're going to germinate, but I'm going to try. And all I'm going to do is come up here, put them out in my hand like that. I'm going to get one, I'm going to put it right here. And I'm going to get another one, put it over here. In other words, make a long story short, I'm going to put 3. I may even just put one in the center, because if it comes up, I may transplant it somewhere else. Because you don't never know how many is going to come up. It may be 1, or it may be 4. But see, I'm not going to stir that up. I'm going to just do it like that right there, pat it down just a little bit. Then I'm going to get some of this topsoil, not Cabernet, topsoil. Y'all hang with me. And I'm going to just cover the leaves. You know how it is when you start getting old. Well, I kind of done this all my life. But anyway, cover it up just a little bit there. Because you know this bag it was sweating out there in that sun. What's in this bag is wet. So I got my beefsteak tomato plants growing here. Now, if I can find my other pot, I got another white pot. I'm going to put another tomato in it called a Better Boy. And I don't know about you, but I love good slicing tomatoes. You know what I mean? And you know, I think I don't know how my daddy would feel about this pot. Raising tomatoes in pots and all that, but I tell you, it's a whole lot easier. You grow them in this pot and you don't have to worry about weeding them. You don't have to worry about doing much of anything. Maybe a prune here and there and stick them, you know, so they'll hold them up. But other than that, you don't have to do nothing. And these pots, they don't hold a good bit. They hold just a little bit, not much. Maybe this other half bag here might be near enough, eh? But them roots will go down along there, and when they do, they gonna hit some compost and cow manure. I thought I had another bag over here. Y'all hang with me. I'm gonna have to go around here and get another bag. I'm not going to stop the video. But you know, you don't have to really worry about bugs and worms and all that in these pots, because I'm going to be out here pretty much every day checking on them. And it's not like in a garden where you got 1,000 plants like I've always raised. It's going to be here, right here at my fingertips. And I'm probably going to have these things thick as hair on the dog's back, Daddy used to say. Out here. Put a little cow manure in there now. That's right. I mean, it don't take much. Because you know, the more you spend on raising a garden, even these pots, the more you spend on dirt that the good Lord has provided, the more you spend, before you know it, you could have went to the store and bought tomato plants. I seen there's a man on gardening the other day, and he was talking about the very same thing. How it costs more for him to raise a garden than it does to buy it. There's something wrong with that picture. If it costs something, and that's them tomato slicing, it calls it. Better Boy, that holds the Guinness Book of World Records. We're going to see nearly 350 pounds of tomatoes from a single plant in a single season. Wow, we're going to try this. We're going to try this right here. They didn't give me very many seeds. Oh, and another pack. I got these from Garden David Seeds. And we're going to see how good they're going to do. Maybe old David may be watching, I don't know. I don't have nothing to hide. I'm going right here in the broad open. I'm going to plant a few I think I emptied out too much, but anyhow, I'll put one there, put one over here, put one right there. I'm going to put 4 in that pot. That way I can put something right in the center of that and tie all 4 plants up to it. Now we'll get some of this topsoil. It ain't garden soil. It ain't got all them additives in it. It's just plain old topsoil. That's the reason it's so cheap. And I believe once you start putting all them additives in it and all that stuff before long, you don't. But there's not much telling what you're gonna be eating, right? So anyhow, I'm gonna stop this video here, and the next things I do out here is gonna be the same thing I'm doing now. So there's not much use in videoing it. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, let y'all go, and then whenever I start back doing something different, I'll start the video again. Okay. All right. We'll see y'all later and have a blessed day.